Have you ever felt the weight of something you are not wearing? A heaviness in your shoulders, a slight curve in your spine, as if you are carrying an invisible cloak? It is a garment woven not from thread, but from words. Words like, "I'm so sorry," spoken when no fault was yours. Words like, "My apologies," offered for simply taking up space, for having a need, for being present. This cloak is stitched together with 1,000 tiny, unnecessary apologies, and over the years, it has become surprisingly, achingly heavy. It was meant to be a form of protection, a way to soften the world, to make your passage through it smoother and less disruptive. But now, as you lie here, ready for rest, you can feel its true cost. The quiet exhaustion it brings, the way it muffles your own light. What if, just for tonight, we could begin to unfasten the clasp? What if we could learn to gently, carefully, let it slide from our shoulders? This is an invitation to explore that feeling, not with judgment, but with a quiet and profound curiosity. It is a journey into the heart of a habit that was born from a deep and intelligent need to feel safe, a habit that has perhaps served its purpose and is now ready to be thanked, honored, and released. Before we begin this gentle exploration, let's just take a quick moment to arrive together in this shared space of quiet. I'm curious where you are in the world right now as you listen. Are you in a city where the sounds of life are just beginning to quiet down for the night? Or perhaps in the countryside, where the only sound is the wind or the call of a distant creature? What time is it where you are? Are you listening in the deep velvet of late night, when the world feels like it belongs only to you? Or perhaps it's the fragile, early morning hours, when sleep has been elusive and you are seeking a soft place for your mind to land. If you feel called to, you can simply bring this awareness to your mind, a silent acknowledgement of your unique place in the turning world. And then, whenever you are ready, you can let that go. Because this time, this space right now, is entirely yours. It belongs to no one and nothing else. So let us begin by settling in. Allow your body to truly arrive in your bed. Feel the full support of the surface beneath you. Notice the points of contact, the back of your head against the pillow, your shoulder blades resting on the mattress, the weight of your hips, the length of your legs, the gentle pressure on your heels. There is nothing for you to do here, nothing to hold up. The bed is holding you. The earth beneath it is holding the bed. You are completely and utterly supported in this moment. You can let go. You can release the tension you might not have even known you were carrying. Let your muscles soften. Let your bones feel heavy and grounded. And now, let's take the first deep, releasing breath of the night together. A slow, conscious inhale, drawing in the cool, quiet air of your room. Feel your chest and belly expand, creating space. And then, a long, slow, gentle exhale, a sigh of release. With that breath, imagine you are giving yourself permission. Permission to be here, permission to rest, permission to set down anything and everything that feels heavy. Let's return to that invisible cloak. For a moment, let's not try to remove it, but simply acknowledge it. Feel its presence. What is its texture? Is it like heavy, damp wool clinging to you? Or perhaps it's more like a suit of armor, fashioned from old fears, rigid and unyielding. This cloak was created by a younger version of you, a part of you that was wise and resourceful. This part of you learned, somewhere in the halls of your past, that saying "I'm sorry" was a powerful tool. It was a way to de-escalate tension, a way to appease others, a way to make yourself smaller, less of a target in moments when feeling big and present felt dangerous. It was a strategy for survival, and it worked. It kept you safe. It helped you navigate difficult relationships or challenging environments. And so, we must begin not with frustration for this habit, but with a deep and tender gratitude for the part of you that created it. That inner guardian who wanted nothing more than to protect your soft heart from the harshness of the world. Consider the artistry that went into its creation. Every time you apologized for a feeling you had, a thread was spun. Every time you said sorry for needing something, another stitch was added. When you took the blame for something that had nothing to do with you, the fabric grew thicker, more dense. It was woven with the energy of self-diminishment, a pattern of preemptive peacemaking. You learned to hand out apologies, like little white flags of surrender before a battle had even begun. You became an expert diplomat in the territory of your own life, often negotiating against your own best interests without even realizing it. And this cloak, this heavy, elaborate garment, became your uniform. You've worn it for so long, you may have forgotten what it feels like to be without it. It has become a second skin, its weight so familiar that you mistake it for a part of yourself. But it is not you. It is a story you have been wearing, a strategy that has become a burden. As you lie here, breathing gently in the quiet of your room, you can begin to feel the separation, the space between your skin and this cloak of old habits, the air that can move between you and the weight you have carried. This is the first step, simply noticing. Noticing without judgment. Noticing with the gentle curiosity of a scientist observing a natural phenomenon. There it is. The familiar urge to smooth things over. The impulse to take responsibility for the mood of a room. The quiet, automatic reflex to apologize for your own shadow. We are not here to fight it. We are not here to rip it off. That would be a violence to the part of you that created it for your own protection. Instead, we are here to understand its story, to honor its service, and to gently persuade it that the war is over. You are safe now. Right here, in this bed, in this room, in this moment, you are safe. The battles this cloak was designed for are in the past. The landscapes that required such careful navigation are behind you. You are here now, in a sanctuary of your own making. And in this sanctuary, you are allowed to be present without apology. You are allowed to take up space. The air you are breathing right now is your air. It flows into your lungs, not with a request, but with a deep and natural belonging. Your body occupies this space in the bed, not as an intrusion, but as a simple, undeniable fact of existence. Just like a tree in a forest or a stone on a shoreline, you belong here. Your presence requires no justification. Feel that idea settle into your body. Let it be a soothing balm on the places that have felt the chafe of this heavy cloak for so long. The journey of letting it go is not one of a single, dramatic moment, but a series of small, gentle unlearnings. It is the slow, patient unclenching of a fist you didn't realize you were making. It is the gradual softening of the armor around your heart. Tonight is not about solving this forever. It is simply about creating a single moment of respite, a pause, a breath of fresh air on your skin, a glimpse of the lightness that is possible when you recognize that the cloak is a choice, not a necessity. So take one more deep conscious breath. Inhale a sense of gentle curiosity. And as you exhale, Just imagine one single thread of that old cloak dissolving into dust, floating away harmlessly into the quiet air. That's enough. For now, that is more than enough. You are beginning. And the universe has an infinite amount of patience for this kind of beautiful, sacred work. Rest in that knowledge. Rest in the space you have just created. As you continue to breathe, let your awareness drift gently backward in time. Imagine your life as a great house with many rooms. Each room represents a different era, a different relationship, a different version of yourself. The room you are in now is quiet and safe. The light is soft. The air is still. You are here, resting. But the habit of the unnecessary apology, that heavy cloak, was not woven in this room. It was created in another room, in another time. Let your mind wander down the long, quiet halls of your memory. You don't need to force anything or search for a specific door. Just allow an impression to arise, a sense of a different place. Perhaps the room of your childhood, where the emotional weather was unpredictable, and learning to make yourself small was a way to stay out of the storm. Or maybe it was the room of a past relationship where your needs were treated as burdens, and apologizing for them seemed like the only way to keep the peace. It could have been the room of an old job where your confidence was chipped away, and saying, "I'm sorry," became a shield against criticism. The details don't matter as much as the feeling. Can you sense the echo of that other place? Not as a trauma to be relived, but as a simple fact of your history, like a piece of furniture that once stood in a different part of the house. In that room, whoever you were then, you did something brilliant. You learned to adapt. You became a keen observer of your environment, sensing the subtle shifts in energy, the unspoken expectations. And you developed a strategy. That strategy was the preemptive apology. It was a code you learned to speak, a password that granted you a measure of safety in a place where you felt unsafe. It was not a weakness. It was not a flaw. It was a sign of your profound intelligence, your incredible capacity to survive. Think of it this way: a plant that grows in a windy place will develop deeper roots and a more flexible stem. It is not a flawed plant. It is a master of its environment. You are the same. You learned how to bend so you would not break. That cloak of apologies was your flexible stem, your deep roots. It is a testament to your resilience. So as you lie here, feel a wave of gentle compassion for that younger version of you, the one who stood in that other room and learned to say sorry as a second language. They were not foolish or weak. They were a survivor. They were doing the absolute best they could with the tools and understanding they had at the time. They wove that cloak to protect you, to carry you through a difficult season, to ensure that you would one day arrive right here, in this safe, quiet room, able to rest. The echo you sometimes feel, that automatic impulse to apologize, is not a ghost coming to haunt you. It is simply a memory trace, a sound bouncing off the walls of your past. It is an old message from a telegraph line that is no longer in service. You can hear its faint tapping, but you no longer need to decode its message. The danger it warned of has passed. Let's try a small exercise in awareness. As you continue to lie here, bring your attention fully into the present moment. Feel the physical reality of your safety. Notice the warmth of your blankets. Is there a soft weight to them that feels comforting? Let your body register that sensation of being held, of being warm. Notice the quality of the silence or the soft ambient sounds in your room right now. The gentle hum of an appliance, the whisper of air from a vent, or the deep quiet of the night. These are the sounds of peace. These are the sounds of this room, your present reality. Now, feel your own breath, the simple, steady, effortless rhythm of your inhale and your exhale. This breath is happening now. It is calm. It is real. Your body is not in a state of alarm. Your heart is beating at a resting pace. You are safe. Stay with that feeling of present moment safety. Let it fill your awareness. And from this grounded place, you can acknowledge the echo of the past without being pulled into it. If you feel that familiar tension, that slight flutter of anxiety that often precedes an unnecessary apology, you can recognize it for what it is. It's a memory, a physical echo from a different time. It's the muscle memory of the soul, tensing for an impact that is no longer coming. You can say to that feeling, silently, in your mind, I see you. I remember why you are here. Thank you for trying to protect me. But look around. We are safe now. The storm is over. This is the gentle work of transformation. It's not about fighting the past or trying to erase it. It's about expanding your present. It's about building such a strong, warm, and stable foundation in the now that the echoes from other rooms simply lose their power. They become fainter and fainter, like music drifting from a distant house, until eventually you barely notice them at all. The architecture of your past made you who you are, but you do not have to live in every room of the house at once. You have the freedom to choose where you rest. Tonight, you are choosing this room, the room of peace, the room of self-acceptance, the room where you don't have to apologize for existing. Feel the difference in your body between these two states. The remembered need for protection, which might feel like a tightness in the chest, a clenching in the jaw, a shallowing of the breath. And then, contrast that with the feeling of safety in this present moment, the softness in your belly as you breathe deeply, the release of your jaw, the heavy, relaxed feeling in your limbs. This contrast is your compass. It is teaching you, on a cellular level, the difference between the old story and the new one. Your body is learning that it can let go of its state of high alert. It can stand down from its post. The watch is over. Every breath you take in this state of calm is a reinforcement of this new reality. You are gently, patiently rewriting the language written on your nerves. You are showing your body, through direct experience, that it is possible to exist without the constant, low-level hum of anticipated threat. It is possible to simply be. The old habit of apologizing was a brilliant adaptation to a past environment. But environments change, seasons turn, and you have changed too. You have grown. You have journeyed out of that old room and into this one. And in this new space, new ways of being are not only possible, but they are the most natural thing in the world. So rest in this awareness. You are not flawed. You are a masterful adapter who is now learning a new, more restful way to live. And that is a beautiful, hopeful thing. Let's go a little deeper now, into the heart of this pattern. Imagine for a moment that the part of you that created this habit of over-apologizing is not just a bundle of nerves or a conditioned response, but a distinct and loyal character within you. Let's call this character the inner guardian. Picture this guardian. What do they look like? Perhaps they are a younger version of you, small and watchful, with wide eyes that are constantly scanning the horizon for any sign of trouble. Or maybe they are more like a stoic sentinel, dressed in armor, standing perpetually at the gates of your heart, ready to raise a white flag at the slightest hint of conflict. This guardian's sole purpose, their entire reason for being, has been to keep you safe. Safe from disapproval, safe from rejection, safe from anger, safe from being seen as difficult or too much. Their primary tool, the one they have wielded with great skill for years, is the phrase, "I'm sorry." To them, these words are not a confession of guilt. They are a magic spell, a shield, a plea for gentleness. This inner guardian was born in a time of need. They stepped forward when you were vulnerable, when your environment felt threatening or unstable. They saw a world where being loud or needy or assertive could lead to painful consequences, and they made a solemn vow. I will prevent that from happening. I will smooth the way. I will absorb the friction. I will apologize first, so we never have to face the full force of another's displeasure. And for this, we must feel an immense and profound sense of gratitude. This guardian is not your enemy. This habit is not your foe. It is the legacy of a profound act of self-love, performed by a part of you who loved you enough to do whatever it took to protect you. So, as you lie here in the safety of your bed, I invite you to turn your awareness inward and meet this guardian. You don't have to see them clearly. Just feel their presence. Sense the energy of this watchful, protective part of you. And instead of feeling frustrated with them for making you apologize so much, see if you can offer them a silent word of thanks. Thank you. You can say in the quiet of your own mind. Thank you for your vigilance. Thank you for working so hard for so long to keep me safe. I see now that everything you did out of a deep and fierce love for me. Your mission was noble, and you have been incredibly successful. You got me here. You got me to this safe place. Feel the effect of this gratitude. It changes the inner dynamic from one of conflict to one of compassion. You are no longer at war with a part of yourself. You are beginning a gentle dialogue. You are becoming an ally to your own inner world. Now, from this place of warmth and appreciation, you can continue the conversation. You can gently let your guardian know that things have changed. Look around. You can communicate, not with words, but with feeling. Look at this room. Feel the quiet. Feel the safety. The world you were protecting me from is no longer our immediate reality. The war you have been fighting is over. The threat has passed. Imagine showing this guardian the evidence of your current safety, the softness of your pillow, the steady rhythm of your own breathing, the simple fact that you are lying here, undisturbed and at peace. You can let them know that their constant vigilance is no longer required. Their post can be relinquished. Their armor can be set down. They have done their job so well that they have worked themselves into a well-deserved retirement. This is not a firing. It is an honorable discharge. It is a ceremony of gratitude for a lifetime of loyal service. What would it feel like to release this guardian from their duty? Imagine them setting down their shield, the one emblazoned with the words, "I'm sorry." Imagine them taking a deep breath for the first time in years, a breath that is not filled with watchfulness, but with simple relief. They can finally rest. And in their resting, you can too. This process is not about banishing or destroying a part of yourself. It is about integration. It is about helping a younger, more fearful part of your psyche to understand that it is now safe and that its old strategies, while once brilliant, are no longer needed. You The compassionate, aware adult who is listening to these words can now take over the job of keeping yourself safe, but with new tools. Tools like boundaries, tools like discernment, tools like the quiet confidence that your presence is your right, not a privilege you must apologize for. This inner guardian can now transform. Their watchfulness can become watchfulness for beauty. Their protective energy can become the energy of self-care. Their desire to smooth the way for others can become a desire to smooth the way for your own joy and well-being. They don't disappear. They simply evolve. They graduate into a new role, one that is aligned with your current life, not the life they were born in. Spend a few moments in quiet contemplation of this idea. Feel the deep compassion and gratitude welling up in your heart for your younger self, the one who learned to wear the heavy cloak, the one who created the loyal guardian. You were so clever. You were so strong. You did everything you could to survive and to find a way to thrive. Every unnecessary apology was, in its own way, a love letter to yourself, a promise to keep yourself out of harm's way. By honoring this, you take the shame out of the pattern. You remove the self-criticism. The habit is no longer a personal failing to be angry about. It is a historical artifact to be understood and appreciated. It's like finding an old, handcrafted tool in a box of your ancestors' belongings. You might not need to use it anymore, but you can admire its craftsmanship and understand the world that made it necessary. You can place it on a shelf with honor, a reminder of the journey you have taken and the resilience that is encoded in your very being. This feeling of deep gratitude for your own survival mechanisms is the fertile ground from which all lasting change grows. It is the gentle rain that softens the hard soil of old habits, allowing new, more vibrant ways of being to sprout. Rest in that feeling. Let it be a warm, healing blanket that covers you tonight. You are not broken. You are a masterpiece of adaptation, now learning the art of peaceful, unapologetic presence. Now let's bring our awareness from the mind, from the story, and into the physical reality of the body. Because this habit, this pattern of the inner guardian, is not just an idea. It is a language written directly onto your nerves, a script memorized by your muscles and tissues. Your body learned the story long ago, and it still remembers its lines perfectly. Think about the intricate network of your nervous system, a vast and shimmering web of communication that connects every cell of your being. For years, perhaps decades, a specific message has been sent through this system over and over again. The message begins with a perceived threat, a flicker of disapproval in someone's eyes, a shift in their tone of voice, or even just the fear of a potential conflict. In an instant, a signal travels from your brain down your spinal cord and out into the body. And the body, in its infinite wisdom and desire to keep you safe, responds. It has memorized a specific sequence of actions, a preemptive peace treaty enacted on a cellular level. The phrase, "I'm sorry," became the key that unlocked this sequence. It was the de-escalation signal your entire being learned to deploy, often before your conscious mind even had time to assess the situation. It was a reflex, as automatic as pulling your hand away from a hot stove. Let's trace the physical pathway of this reflex. Consider the moments when you feel that familiar impulse to apologize for something that is not your fault. What happens in your body? For many, the first sensation is a quickening of the pulse. The heart gives a little flutter, a tiny surge of adrenaline released into the bloodstream, preparing the body for a potential social danger. It's a subtle echo of the fight or flight response, adapted for the nuanced world of human interaction. The danger isn't a tiger in the grass. It's the possibility of rejection, of being misunderstood, of causing disharmony. But the body's ancient wiring doesn't always know the difference. Danger is danger. Along with the quickening pulse, you might notice a change in your breathing. It can become more shallow, moving higher up into the chest. This is the body holding its breath, waiting to see if the danger will pass. It's a state of subtle, suspended animation. Then feel the tension that can gather in the jaw and throat. The muscles around the larynx, the voice box, tighten ever so slightly. This is the physical preparation for speaking the words of appeasement. The impulse to say, "I'm sorry," is born right there, in that tightening of the throat, a physical readiness to offer the peace treaty. The jaw might clench as you hold back other words, truer words, like, "That wasn't my fault," or "My needs are valid," or simply, "No." The apology becomes the path of least resistance, the easiest set of words to push past the tense gate of the throat. This is the language written on the nerves. It is a physical memory, a somatic story. It's not something you are consciously choosing in the moment. It's a deeply ingrained, automatic procedure that the body runs because, in the past, it proved effective. The beauty of this is that if the body can learn a pattern, it can also learn a new one. It can be gently retaught. And the first step in that process is simple, non-judgmental observation. This is where we can use the gentle tool of a body scan. As you lie here, comfortable and relaxed, let your attention become like a soft, warm light. You are not searching for problems or trying to fix anything. You are simply noticing. You are becoming acquainted with the landscape of your own physical being. Let this warm light of your awareness rest on your jaw. Just notice what is there. Is there a tightness, a hardness? Is your upper and lower teeth clenched together? Or are they resting slightly apart? Without needing to change anything, just notice. Breathe a little space into that area. Imagine your breath could travel right to the hinges of your jaw, and with each exhale, invite a little bit of softness, a little release. There's nothing to say right now, nothing to defend. The jaw can be at ease. Now, let that gentle awareness drift down into your throat. Feel the column of your neck, the muscles that support your head. Notice the area around your vocal cords. Is there a sense of openness or a feeling of constriction? Again, no judgment. Simply observe. Imagine the air you breathe passing smoothly and freely through this space. Your throat is a channel for your truth. And in this moment of safety, it can be open and relaxed. Continue to scan downward, bringing your attention to your shoulders. This is a place where we so often carry the weight of our responsibilities, both real and imagined. It's the place where the invisible cloak feels heaviest. Do your shoulders feel like they are creeping up towards your ears in a posture of defense? Or are they resting, heavy and wide, sinking into the mattress? On your next exhale, give your shoulders permission to drop a little further. Let them release the burden of holding the world together. Let them soften. Let them be held. Now, bring your awareness to your chest and your heart center. Notice your breathing. Is it deep and slow, filling your belly? Or is it shallow and quick, caught in your upper chest? Just watch the natural rhythm of your breath for a few moments. Each breath is an affirmation that you are alive and safe. With each inhale, you can imagine drawing in a sense of calm and safety. With each exhale, you can release the faint, lingering echo of old anxieties. This practice of mindful observation is incredibly powerful. You are showing your nervous system, through direct experience, that it is safe to relax. You are creating a new neural pathway, a new memory. This new memory is one of calm, grounded presence. By noticing the tension without reacting to it, you are interrupting the automatic reflex. You are creating a tiny pause between the stimulus, the perceived threat, and the response, the automatic apology. In that pause lies your freedom. In that pause, you can choose a different response. You might choose to say nothing. You might choose to breathe. You might choose to speak a different, truer sentence. But it all begins with this simple, embodied awareness. You are learning to read the language of your body, not as a command you must obey, but as information you can use. You are becoming a compassionate listener to the physical echoes of your emotional history. And in that listening, in that gentle, patient attention, the old script begins to fade, and a new one, written in the language of peace and self-trust, can begin to be written. Let's explore something subtle now, something you've likely felt, but may have never put into words. Let's contemplate the energetic cost of a single, unnecessary apology. It seems like such a small thing, doesn't it? Just 2 words. I'm sorry. A fleeting puff of air. But words are not just sounds. They are carriers of energy. They are declarations of our state of being, both to the world and, more importantly, to ourselves. Each time you offer an apology when none is needed, there's a small, almost imperceptible transaction that takes place. It is a quiet leak of your own life force, your personal power. Imagine your sense of self as a vessel filled with a bright, warm light. This light is your vitality, your confidence, your presence. Every time you apologize for simply existing, for having a need, for holding an opinion, for taking up your rightful space, you are tipping that vessel just a little, and a few precious drops of light spill out. 1 drop is insignificant. You barely notice it. But 1,000 drops? 10,000 drops over a lifetime? This slow, steady drain is the source of a deep and unnamed exhaustion that so many of us carry. It's the weariness that has no physical cause, the feeling of being spread too thin, even when you've had enough sleep. It is the cumulative weight of 1,000,000 tiny acts of self-diminishment. Think about the feeling of shrinking. Have you ever felt it? It's that sensation of pulling your energy in, of making yourself physically and energetically smaller to make someone else feel more comfortable. It's the act of lowering your own voltage so as not to overwhelm another person's circuit. You might hunch your shoulders slightly. You might lower your gaze. You might soften your voice. And in that moment, you say, I'm sorry. What you are often really saying is, I will make myself smaller so that you do not feel threatened by my presence, my needs, or my truth. This act of shrinking is a profound energetic concession. You are handing over a piece of your own sovereignty, your own vital space, in exchange for a temporary and often illusory sense of peace or approval. And what follows this act of shrinking? A quiet exhaustion, a feeling of being hollowed out, however slightly. It's because it takes a tremendous amount of energy to suppress your own life force. It is far more tiring to hold yourself back than it is to stand tall in your own authentic presence. Being yourself, is effortless. Pretending to be smaller, less, or more convenient is a constant, low-grade effort that taxes your entire system, your nervous system, your emotional body, and even your physical body. It's like driving a car with the emergency brake slightly engaged. You can still move forward, but everything requires more effort, more fuel, and you create a constant wearing friction. The unnecessary apology is the sound that brake makes, a quiet, grinding apology for your own momentum. Let's sit with this for a moment. As you rest here, allow yourself to acknowledge the cumulative weight of these words. You don't need to recall specific instances. Just feel the energetic truth of this. Can you sense the places in yourself that feel tired of this pattern? The part of your soul that longs for a lighter way of being. This is not about blame or regret. It's about honest accounting. It's about seeing the cost of a strategy that has outlived its usefulness. When you were younger, the energetic cost of apologizing was less than the perceived cost of conflict or disapproval. The transaction made sense. It was a good deal. You traded a little bit of your light for a lot of safety, but the exchange rate has changed. The world you live in now, and particularly the safe world you can create within yourself, no longer demands this sacrifice. The cost of shrinking is now far greater than the risk of simply being. The desire for a lighter way of being is not a frivolous wish. It is a deep, instinctual call from your soul to come back home to yourself. It is the desire to reclaim all of those little drops of light you have spilled along the way. It is the longing to stand in your full stature, to fill your own vessel to the brim, and to let your light shine without apology. Because your light, your presence, is not an imposition on the world. It is a gift. The world does not benefit from you making yourself small. The people who truly love and respect you do not want a diminished version of you. They want all of you. Your thoughts, your feelings, your needs, your quirks, your brilliance. To apologize for these things is to suggest they are a mistake, an error to be corrected, but they are not. They are the unique and unrepeatable texture of your being. Contemplate the feeling of lightness that is possible. Imagine what it would feel like to move through a day without that subtle, energetic drain. To speak your mind calmly and kindly, without needing to apologize for it. To ask for what you need as a simple statement of fact, not as a burdensome request. To simply occupy your space, to live in your body with a quiet, grounded sense of your own right to be here. This is not arrogance. It is not aggression. It is the opposite. It is a deep and profound peace. It is the stillness of a mountain which does not apologize for its size. It is the quiet confidence of a river which does not apologize for its flow. It is the restful state of being that comes when you stop fighting against your own nature. As you drift closer to sleep, let this be your focus. Not on the weight of the past, but on the possibility of this new lightness. Feel the desire for it in your heart. Acknowledge the part of you that is ready for this change, the part that is tired of the heavy cloak and the constant subtle apology for your own existence. Give that part of you a voice. Let it whisper to you in the quiet of this room. I am ready to be light. I am ready to reclaim my energy. I am ready to be here, fully, without apology. Let this be your intention as you surrender to rest. For in the deep, healing quiet of sleep, your body and your subconscious mind can begin to integrate this new understanding, preparing the way for a lighter, more authentic tomorrow. You are worthy of this lightness. You were born for it. It is your natural state, and you are simply finding your way back to it. Now, as we contemplate this shift from the heavy cloak of apology to a lighter way of being, it's important to be gentle with ourselves about how change actually happens. Often, we imagine changing a habit as a great battle, a struggle of willpower where we must forcefully defeat an unwanted part of ourselves. But this approach rarely works, and it's exhausting. It's like trying to stop a river with a dam built of anger and frustration. The pressure just builds, and eventually, the old habit breaks through. Let's use a different metaphor, a much gentler and more natural one. Imagine this habit of over-apologizing is like a riverbed, carved into the landscape of your neural pathways over many years. Every time you thought, felt, or spoke an unnecessary apology, the water of your attention flowed down that channel, carving it just a little deeper, making it a little smoother, a little more defined. Now, that river flows automatically, without thought or effort. It is the path of least resistance for the energy of your social interactions. To try and stop this river by force is futile. The water needs to flow somewhere. The transformation we are seeking is not about damming the river. It is about gently, patiently, and persistently encouraging the water to find a new path. It's about carving a new, more life-affirming riverbed alongside the old one. This is the metamorphosis of habit. It is not a violent act of will, but a gradual and natural redirection of energy and intention. At first, the new path is just a tiny trickle. It requires conscious effort to direct the water there. You might catch yourself just before an automatic "I'm sorry" and choose to take a breath instead. That's a trickle. You might state a need clearly and without justification. That's another trickle. You might simply allow a moment of silence in a conversation instead of filling it with an apology. A tiny, new stream is forming. Initially, the old riverbed will still carry most of the water. The old habit will still show up, especially when you are tired or stressed. This is completely normal. It is not a sign of failure. It is simply the nature of rivers and the nature of minds. The work is not to get angry at the old river for flowing, but to continue tending to the new one. With patience and repetition, the new channel becomes a little deeper, a little wider. The flow becomes a little stronger. And as the new riverbed becomes more established, more and more of the water naturally begins to flow in that direction. It becomes the easier path. The old riverbed doesn't vanish overnight. For a long time, it remains, but it starts to carry less water. It becomes shallower. Over time, grass and wildflowers may even begin to grow in it. It becomes a gentle valley, a quiet reminder of a path once taken, no longer the raging current it used to be. This is the way of natural change. It is gentle, persistent, and respectful of the landscape that already exists. It works with nature, not against it. Let's bring this metaphor into a meditative technique for this moment, as you are lying here on the edge of sleep. Let your body be the landscape. Let your awareness be the gentle, flowing water. But instead of water, let's imagine a stream of soft, warm light. Begin by bringing this stream of light to the top of your head. Feel a sense of warmth and relaxation spreading across your scalp. This is your conscious, loving attention. Now, allow this gentle stream of light to flow downward through your forehead, softening any lines of worry. Let it flow over your eyes, your nose, your cheeks. Allow it to enter your jaw, that place where so much tension related to speaking and holding back can be stored. Imagine this light is a warm, flowing current, and it is gently softening the old, hard riverbanks of tension. It is not forcing anything. It is simply inviting a new possibility of softness and ease. Let the stream of light flow down into your throat and neck. This is the channel of your voice, the place where the old apologies were formed. Let the light bathe this area in warmth and acceptance. There is no need to speak now. There is only a need to be. The light flows onward, over your collarbones and down into your shoulders. Imagine it is gently dissolving the weight you have carried there, the residue of the invisible cloak. The light is creating a new pathway here, a pathway of lightness, a pathway of release. It flows down your arms, into your hands, all the way to your fingertips. Your hands can rest now. They don't need to be clenched in readiness or held up in a gesture of surrender. They can be open and at peace. Now, let the main current of this warm, flowing light move down into your torso. Let it fill your chest, surrounding your heart and lungs. This is the riverbed of your breath and your feelings. As the light flows here, it reinforces a new pattern, the pattern of deep, unapologetic breathing, the pattern of allowing your feelings to be present without needing to apologize for them. The light continues its journey, flowing down into your belly, your solar plexus. This is a center of personal power. For so long, the old habit may have diverted energy away from this center, shrinking it. But now, this new stream of your awareness is flowing directly into it, nourishing it, replenishing it. Feel a gentle warmth spreading through your abdomen, a sense of quiet strength being restored. The light flows on, down through your hips, your pelvis, the base of your spine, grounding you to the bed, to the earth. It is creating a new channel of stability and rootedness, a sense that you have a right to be here, to take up this space, to be grounded in your own being. The gentle current continues down through your legs, which have carried you on your journey. It flows through your thighs, your knees, your calves, ankles, and feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Your entire body is now shimmering with this gentle, flowing light. You have, in your imagination, created a new river system within you. You have used your awareness not as a hammer to break the old habit, but as water, gently and persistently carving a new path. A path of self-acceptance, a path of peace, a path of unapologetic presence. Rest in this feeling. Feel the gentle, energetic current flowing through you. This is not a one-time fix. It is a practice. Every time you bring your mindful, loving attention to your body in this way, you are reinforcing this new pathway. You are tending to the new river. You are making it easier and more natural for your energy to flow in a way that nourishes you instead of depleting you. And the most beautiful part is that this can happen even as you sleep. By setting this intention, by feeling this flow now, you are giving your subconscious mind a new map to follow. And as you drift into slumber, the gentle work of transformation can continue, carving the riverbeds of peace and self-worth ever deeper into the beautiful landscape of your being. As the gentle river of light continues to flow through you, let's explore an idea that can feel both simple and incredibly radical. It is the idea of your undeniable right to be. This is not something you have to earn. It is not something that can be granted to you or taken away by anyone else. It is an inherent fact of your existence, as fundamental as gravity. For so long, the habit of the unnecessary apology has been rooted in a deep, often unconscious belief that your existence is conditional, a belief that you must justify your presence, your needs, your very being through acts of service, through being agreeable, through making yourself small and convenient for others. The "I'm sorry" becomes a constant plea for permission. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to have this feeling? I'm sorry. Is it okay if I take up this much space? I'm sorry for my needs. Do they inconvenience you? It is the language of someone who feels they are a guest in their own life, constantly checking with the host to make sure they are not overstaying their welcome. But this is your life. You are not a guest here. You are the host. You are the resident. You belong here unconditionally. Let this idea sink in, not just as a concept, but as a feeling in your body. Your body knows this truth. It does not apologize for needing to breathe. Your lungs expand and contract, taking the air they need, without a moment's hesitation or a whisper of apology. Your heart beats, pumping life-giving blood through your veins without seeking permission. Your cells replicate, heal, and communicate in a constant, unapologetic dance of life. Your body is a living testament to the principle of unconditional existence. It is your mind, conditioned by past experiences, that has learned to doubt this fundamental right. Tonight, we are inviting the mind to come into alignment with the deep, quiet wisdom of the body. The transformation we are exploring is the shift from seeking external permission to embodying internal permission. Imagine a gatekeeper standing at the door of your being. For a long time, you may have believed this gatekeeper was outside of you, a parent, a partner, a boss, society itself. You would approach this external gatekeeper with your apology in hand, hoping they would grant you entry into your own experience. But the radical truth is that you are the gatekeeper. You have always been the one holding the key. The act of giving yourself internal permission is the act of recognizing this. It is the moment you stop looking outside for validation and turn your gaze inward, saying to yourself, with quiet and gentle authority, you are allowed. You are allowed to be here. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to need what you need. You are allowed to be exactly as you are. This is not about becoming selfish or inconsiderate. In fact, it's the opposite. When you are constantly seeking permission and apologizing for yourself, you are in a state of anxiety and insecurity. From that place, it is very difficult to connect with others in a genuine way. Your interactions are clouded by your need for their approval. But when you grant yourself the internal permission to simply be, you become grounded, calm, present. You can then interact with others not from a place of need, but from a place of fullness. You can listen better because you are not consumed with worrying about what they think of you. You can give more freely because you are not constantly trying to pay a debt for your own existence. By giving yourself this gift of unconditional presence, you actually become a more peaceful and generous presence for others. Let's deepen this feeling with a quiet, internal affirmation. This is not about forcing a belief, but about gently trying on a new thought and seeing how it feels in your body. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, I invite you to silently repeat a phrase in your mind. The phrase is, I am allowed to be here, just as I am. Let's stay with that for a few moments. As you inhale, you can silently say the first part, I am allowed to be here. And as you exhale, you can say the second part, just as I am. Inhale, I am allowed to be here. Exhale, just as I am. Feel the vibration of these words, even if they are only in your mind. Where do you feel them in your body? Do they create a sense of space in your chest, a feeling of warmth in your belly, a sense of being more grounded, more solid in your bed? Don't worry if a part of your mind argues with the statement. That is just the old habit, the voice of the inner guardian, expressing its doubt. That's okay. Acknowledge that voice with kindness. I hear you. Thank you for your concern. And then gently return to the affirmation. I am allowed to be here, just as I am. You are planting a new seed in the garden of your mind. It needs time and gentle repetition to sprout. Tonight, you are simply watering it with your peaceful, focused attention. This affirmation is a direct counter-message to the lie that fuels the unnecessary apology. The lie says, you must be different to be acceptable. This truth says, your being right now, in this moment, is already complete and acceptable. Your worth is not a performance, it is a presence. Think of a majestic old tree. It does not perform. It does not apologize for the shade it casts or the space its roots occupy. It does not worry if its leaves are the right shape or if its bark is pleasing to everyone. It simply is. It is treeing. And in its simple, powerful, unapologetic being, it provides shelter, creates oxygen, and offers beauty. Its existence is its contribution. So it is with you. Your existence is your contribution. The unique energy that you bring to the world simply by being you is a gift. To apologize for it is to apologize for the very gift you are meant to be. By claiming your right to be here, you are finally allowing that gift to be fully present in the world and in your own life. As sleep begins to draw you closer, let this feeling be your anchor. The feeling of being allowed, the feeling of belonging, not to a place or a person, but to existence itself. You have a place in the fabric of the universe, a thread that only you can be. There are no apologies needed for that. Let the gentle repetition of, I am allowed to be here, just as I am, be the lullaby that carries you into a deep and sovereign rest. A rest where you are not a problem to be solved, but a presence to be held. A rest that is your birthright. Let us now move into a more poetic space of release. We've understood the origin of the habit, honored its protective instinct, and felt its energetic cost. We have claimed our right to be. Now comes the gentle work of letting go, not through force, but through a mindful and beautiful ceremony of the imagination. As you continue to rest, held by the quiet of the night, I want you to imagine that you are standing on the bank of a slow, deep, and peaceful river. The sun has just set, and the sky is a soft blend of lavender and indigo. The air is cool and still. The only sound is the gentle, hypnotic murmur of the water as it glides past you. This is a place of perfect safety and tranquility. You are completely alone here, yet you do not feel lonely. You feel a deep connection to the ancient wisdom of the earth beneath your feet and the silent, watching stars beginning to appear in the sky above. This is your sacred space for release. Now, turn your attention to your hands. In your mind's eye, begin to gather all the unnecessary sorries you have ever spoken. Each one materializes in your hands as a smooth, heavy stone. Don't try to remember specific moments. Just allow the feeling, the cumulative energy of these apologies to take form. A stone appears for the time you apologized when someone else bumped into you. Another one forms for the time you said sorry for crying, for having a feeling. Another for needing help. another for taking a day to rest. Feel the weight of them as they begin to pile up in your cupped hands. Some are small pebbles, representing the fleeting, automatic apologies of daily life. Others are larger, heavier stones, representing the times you took the blame for something significant that was not your fault, just to keep the peace. Feel the texture of these stones. They are worn smooth by years of handling, their edges softened by repetition. They feel dense, solid, and surprisingly heavy. Notice the coolness of them against your skin. This is the weight you have been carrying. This is the heaviness of the invisible cloak, made tangible. For a moment, just hold them. Acknowledge them. Look at this collection of stones, not with judgment, but with a kind of sad reverence. Each stone represents a moment you tried to protect yourself. Each stone is a monument to your survival. Thank them for the role they played. They were the currency you used to buy safety. They were the shields you held up against a world that felt harsh. But their service is no longer needed. You have new ways to feel safe now. Now, one by one, you are going to mindfully and intentionally set each stone down. Choose one of the larger stones first. Feel its specific weight and shape in your palm. As you hold it, you can give it a silent name. This is the stone of apologizing for my needs. Hold it for a breath. Feel its weight for the last time. And then, with a slow, deliberate movement, reach down and place it gently on the riverbank, right at the water's edge. Don't throw it. Don't cast it away in anger. Place it down with reverence. You are not discarding a part of yourself. You are unburdening yourself. Watch as the river's current gently laps at the stone, beginning the slow, patient work of washing it clean, of smoothing it further, of eventually making it a part of the riverbed itself. It is being returned to the earth. Now, pick up another stone. This is the stone of saying sorry for my success, for fear it would make others feel small. Feel its weight. Acknowledge the story it holds. Thank it for its misguided attempt to protect you from envy. And then, place it gently beside the first one. Let the river whisper over it. Pick up another. This is the stone of taking the blame for someone else's anger. This one feels particularly heavy, dense with the energy of injustice. Hold it with compassion for the one who felt they had to carry it. Then, with a deep exhale of release, set it down. Let it go. The river accepts it without question. It does not judge the stone's story. It simply receives it, holds it, and begins the process of transformation. Continue this process in your own mind, at your own pace. You can see a cascade of smaller pebbles now. The sorries for speaking up in a meeting, for asking a question, for having a different opinion, for being 5 minutes late when the other person was 10. Let them pour through your fingers like a stream of gravel, creating a small mound on the riverbank. You don't need to name each one. Just the intention of releasing them is enough. Let them all go. All the little reflexive apologies that have leaked your energy day after day. Set them all down by the quiet, flowing water. See the pile of stones grow on the bank, a testament to the great burden you have carried for so long. The stones are now outside of you. They are no longer in your hands, no longer weighing you down. They are separate from you. Now, turn your attention back to your own body. What do you feel? Notice your hands. Do they feel lighter? Do they feel warmer now that the cold stones are gone? Wiggle your fingers. Feel the sensation of emptiness, of freedom. Let that feeling of lightness travel up your arms and into your shoulders. Feel the release of the tension that was required to hold all that weight. Can you feel your shoulders drop ever so slightly? Can you feel a new sense of space across your upper back and chest? You can stand up straighter now, both literally and metaphorically. The cloak of stones has been unfastened and laid upon the earth. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine you're blowing away any residual dust from those stones. You are cleansing yourself of this old habit on an energetic level. You are standing on the riverbank, empty-handed and light. The river continues its timeless journey, and the pile of stones begins its slow return to the landscape. They are not a monument to your shame, but a marker of your liberation. They are a signpost that says, "Here is where I set down what was no longer mine to carry." Stay with this image as you drift toward sleep. The image of the peaceful river, the quiet twilight, and the feeling of your own body, blessedly, wonderfully light. You have done a beautiful thing. You have honored the past, and you have gently, lovingly set it down. Now, all that is left to do is rest in the newfound peace you have created for yourself. With your hands now feeling so much lighter, with the symbolic weight of the stones set down by the river, let's bring our awareness to another subtle concept that the over-apology reinforces. It is the idea of taking up space. For so many of us, this phrase is loaded with a sense of guilt and anxiety. We are taught, often in unspoken ways, not to take up too much space, not to be too loud, not to have needs that are too big. The apology becomes a way of saying, "I'm sorry for the space I am taking up with my body, with my voice, with my needs." Tonight, let's gently reframe this. Let's shift from the anxious idea of taking up space to the simple, neutral, factual reality of occupying space. This is a profound shift. Taking implies an active, almost aggressive act. It suggests you are claiming something that doesn't belong to you, that you are encroaching on someone else's territory. But occupying is a state of being. It is passive. It is a fact. An oak tree does not take up space in the forest. It occupies its space. A mountain does not take up space on the horizon. It occupies it. You, lying here in your bed, are not taking up space. You are simply occupying it. It is your natural physical reality. There is no moral dimension to it. It is a simple, beautiful fact. Let's explore this through your direct sensory experience right now. Bring your awareness to the quiet air in your room. With your next inhale, notice how that air willingly flows into your lungs. You are displacing a certain volume of air to make room for your breath. The air does not complain. It does not resist. It moves aside, creating the space for you to receive the oxygen you need to live. It is a perfect, harmonious exchange. You are not taking the air. You are participating in the great cycle of breath that connects all living things. Feel the gentle, unapologetic nature of this process. The simple in-breath, occupying space. The simple out-breath, releasing it. There's no apology needed for this fundamental act of being alive. Now, bring your awareness to the warmth your body is creating. Even as you lie still, your metabolism is generating a gentle heat, a life force that radiates from you into your immediate environment. You are creating a small, personal climate under your blankets. This warmth occupies the space around you. It is a sign of your vitality. It is a quiet, steady broadcast of your presence. Like a small, sleeping sun, You emanate a gentle energy. You do not need to apologize for this warmth. It is a natural and wonderful property of your being. Can you feel it? The subtle aura of heat your body produces? Rest in that warmth. It is the signature of your life, peacefully occupying its corner of the universe. Let your attention now drift to the physical presence of your body in the bed. Feel the length of you, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Feel the width of you, from shoulder to shoulder. Feel the gentle, solid weight of you pressing down into the mattress. You are occupying this space. The mattress is yielding to you, conforming to your shape, holding you. This is a perfect illustration of how the world makes space for you. You do not have to fight for it. You simply have to be, and the space is there. The bed is not groaning under your weight, complaining about your presence. It is simply doing its job, supporting the body that occupies it. Let your body relax even more fully into this support. Release the subtle tension that comes from feeling like an intruder. You are not an intruder in your own bed. You are not an intruder in your own life. You belong here. This space is yours. The old habit of apologizing for your presence creates a kind of energetic dissonance. Your body is physically here, occupying space, while your mind is mentally apologizing for it. This creates a split, a lack of integration. It's like one part of you is saying, "I am here," and another part is saying, "I'm sorry for being here." This inner conflict is exhausting. The practice tonight is to bring these two parts into harmony. It is the practice of aligning your mind with the simple, undeniable reality that your body already knows. Your mind is learning to say, "Yes, I am here, and it is okay. It is right. I am simply occupying the space that is mine by right of existence." Think of your presence in a room. When you walk into a room, you naturally displace air. You cast a shadow. Your footsteps make a sound. These are not crimes. These are the physics of presence. To feel the need to apologize for them is to apologize for being subject to the laws of the universe. It is an impossible and unnecessary burden. Tonight, you can let that burden go. As you lie here, you are casting a sleep shadow. You are making tiny sounds with your breathing. You are a gentle, living presence in this quiet room, and it is all perfectly, wonderfully okay. There is a deep peace that comes from this acceptance, a quiet confidence that is not loud or arrogant, but calm and centered. It is the peace of the stone resting on the earth. It is the peace of the water filling the vessel. It is the peace of simply being what you are, where you are, without apology. Let this feeling of peaceful occupation be your focus. It is a very subtle sensation, this feeling of being at home in your own skin, in your own space. It is the absence of the need to justify yourself. It is the quiet contentment of being. As you drift deeper into relaxation, feel your presence expanding to fill your own outline, your own skin. There is no need to shrink. There is no need to pull your energy in. You can allow your presence to be as big as your body. You can allow your peace to fill the space around you. You are a sovereign being, resting in your own sovereign territory. And the whole universe, in its infinite wisdom, has conspired to make a space for you. Your only job is to have the courage to peacefully and gracefully occupy it. Let this simple, profound truth be the foundation upon which you build a deep and restorative sleep. Let us turn our full attention now to the most fundamental rhythm of your existence, the one process that has been with you from the moment of your birth and will be with you until your very last moment. Let us turn our attention to the breath. Here, in this simple, automatic, and life-sustaining act, we can find the ultimate model of unapologetic being. The breath is our greatest teacher in the art of occupying space and taking what we need without guilt or hesitation. Observe your breath for a moment without changing it in any way. Just notice the natural, effortless cycle. There is an inhale and there is an exhale. Consider the inhale. Your body senses a need for oxygen, a vital nutrient for every single one of your trillions of cells. Without thinking, without asking, without apologizing, your diaphragm contracts, your lungs expand, and you draw the air of the world into yourself. The breath takes what it needs. It does not worry if it is being greedy. It does not wonder if it is taking someone else's air. It simply accepts the nourishment that the universe freely offers. It is a perfect, seamless act of receiving. Can you allow your own inhale to be this unapologetic? Can you, just for this moment, breathe in as if you have a perfect right to the air, to the nourishment, to the life force it contains? Now, consider the exhale. After your body has taken the oxygen it needs, it has a substance to release, carbon dioxide. The exhale is a letting go of what is no longer needed, of what is waste. The breath does not cling to it. It does not apologize for releasing something into the world. It simply lets go. It is a perfect, effortless act of release. There is a profound wisdom in this. The breath teaches us that it is just as important to release what no longer serves us as it is to take in what nourishes us. As you exhale now, can you let go of the need to apologize? Can you release the tension in your jaw? Can you let go of the weight in your shoulders? Imagine that your exhale is carrying away the old habits, the old beliefs, the silent sorries that have cluttered your inner space. Breathe in nourishment. Breathe out what is no longer needed. This is the simple, powerful rhythm of life. The breath never asks for permission to flow. It flows according to its own wisdom, its own deep connection to the needs of your body. When you exercise, it quickens, unapologetically taking in more air to fuel your muscles. When you sleep, it deepens and slows, unapologetically guiding you into a state of rest and repair. It is perfectly attuned to your needs in every moment. What would it be like to live your life with this kind of attunement? To trust your own needs as deeply as the breath trusts them. To ask for what you need with the same simple clarity that the lungs ask for air. To release what is hurting you with the same effortless grace that the body releases the breath. The breath is your anchor for this new way of being. It is a constant physical reminder, happening 20,000 times a day, that you are designed to receive and to release, to be in a dynamic and unapologetic exchange with the world around you. Let's use the breath now as a meditative technique to deepen this feeling of deservingness. We will match the rhythm of the breath to a sense of worthiness. As you inhale, I invite you to feel a sense of deservingness. You are deserving of this breath, this life, this moment of peace. Inhale a feeling of worthiness, letting it fill your lungs, your chest, your entire being. Imagine you are breathing in a golden light of self-acceptance. And as you exhale, imagine you are breathing out the very need to atone, the need to apologize for your existence. Exhale the old story that you are too much or not enough. Inhale deservingness. Exhale the need to apologize. Let's rest with this for a few cycles of breath. Inhaling the golden light of I am worthy. Exhaling the gray smoke of I'm sorry. Feel how this simple, conscious breathing starts to shift the energy in your body. It is a gentle yet powerful form of repatterning. You are using the physical reality of your breath to retrain your emotional and mental habits. You are teaching your nervous system a new song. The old song was a lament of apology. The new song is a lullaby of acceptance, inhaling your right to be, exhaling the illusion that you are an inconvenience. This practice costs you nothing. It requires no effort beyond gentle attention. It is always available to you in any moment of your day. Whenever you feel the old urge to shrink or to offer an unnecessary apology, you can simply and secretly return to your breath. Inhale your worth. Exhale the apology. It is your silent anchor, your portable sanctuary. Notice the space, the pause that exists at the very top of the inhale, just before you exhale, and the pause at the very bottom of the exhale, just before you inhale again. In these moments of stillness, everything is in balance. It is a moment of pure being. Life is not about constantly inhaling or constantly exhaling. It is about the rhythm, the flow, the dance between the two. And it is about these moments of quiet pause, of integration. The habit of over-apologizing is like trying to exhale all the time. It is a constant state of giving away, of emptying, without the corresponding act of receiving. This leads to depletion and exhaustion. By focusing on an unapologetic inhale, you are restoring the balance. You are remembering that it is safe and right and necessary to receive, to take in, to be nourished. As sleep grows nearer, allow your breathing to become the main focus of your awareness. Let all other thoughts fade into the background. Just the simple, profound sensation of the air entering your body and the air leaving your body. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest or your belly. Each breath is a wave, washing over the shores of your being. A wave of nourishment coming in. A wave of release going out. This is the rhythm of the ocean. This is the rhythm of the seasons. This is the rhythm of the universe, and you are a part of it. Your breath is your connection to this vast, unapologetic, and beautiful dance of existence. Rest in that connection. Let the steady, faithful rhythm of your own breath be the vessel that carries you across the threshold into a deep, peaceful, and unapologetic sleep. Let us now contemplate the space that is created when the automatic apology is withheld. What fills the silence where sorry used to be? Our fear, conditioned by the old habit, tells us that this space will be filled with conflict, with awkwardness, with disapproval. The inner guardian believes that without the shield of an apology, we will be met with the very thing we were trying to avoid. But what if that is not true? What if the space that opens up is not filled with danger, but with something else entirely? Imagine a common scenario. Someone asks you for a favor that you do not have the time or energy to grant. The old script, the old riverbed, would immediately offer a flood of apologies. Oh, I'm so sorry. I would love to, but I'm just so busy. I really apologize. The focus is on appeasing the other person, on managing their potential disappointment. Now, imagine a new response, one born from the new riverbed of self-worth. You take a breath, you pause, and you say, simply and kindly, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm not able to do that right now." And then silence. What fills that silence? It is not a void. It is a space of quiet, neutral presence. It is a space of simple reality. In that space, the other person is given the gift of your honesty and the gift of their own resilience. They are allowed to have their own reaction, disappointment, understanding, whatever it may be, and you are not responsible for managing it. You have simply stated your truth. The world does not end. The relationship does not shatter. Instead, a moment of authentic communication has occurred. This silence where sorry used to be is a powerful and sacred space. It is a space of observation. In that quiet moment, you can simply be with what is, without feeling the frantic urge to fix it, smooth it over, or take responsibility for it. You can observe your own feelings, perhaps a flicker of guilt, a residue of the old habit, and you can watch them without having to act on them. You can observe the other person's reaction without immediately trying to change it. You are no longer a frantic diplomat trying to negotiate a peace treaty. You are a calm, grounded observer, present to the reality of the moment. This is an incredible act of liberation. It frees you from the exhausting job of trying to control the emotional experience of everyone around you. The silence is not empty. It is full. It is full of respect. Respect for yourself, your time, your energy, your needs, and respect for the other person, their ability to handle their own emotions, their right to have their own experience without your interference. The constant apology in a subtle way can be condescending. It implies that the other person is so fragile that they cannot handle a simple no or a moment of disagreement. By withholding the apology and offering a quiet, honest presence instead, you are treating both yourself and the other person as capable, resilient adults. You are creating a foundation for a relationship based on truth, not on appeasement. Let's bring this into your direct experience as you lie here. The silence in your room right now is a perfect metaphor for this space. It is not an angry silence or an awkward silence. It is a peaceful, holding silence. It asks nothing of you. It makes no demands. It simply is. And in this silence, you can simply be. You do not need to fill it with words, with thoughts, with apologies. You can rest in it. Feel its calm and its stability. This is the quality of the space that opens up in your life when you release the need to constantly apologize. It is a space where you can finally hear your own inner wisdom. It is a space where your nervous system can finally downregulate and come to a state of rest. The constant chatter of apology creates a low-level static in our being. When that static is turned off, we can finally experience a profound and healing quiet. Consider the natural world. It is full of this kind of unapologetic silence. A winter forest does not apologize for its starkness or its quiet. It simply rests, gathering its strength for the spring. A desert at midday does not apologize for its heat or its vast, empty spaces. It embodies a powerful and cleansing stillness. By learning to be comfortable with the silence where sorry used to be, you are aligning yourself with this deep, natural wisdom. You are learning the art of being, not just doing. You are discovering that your presence alone is enough. You do not need to constantly justify or explain it. This can feel very vulnerable at first. The silence can feel loud. The urge to fill it with the familiar comfort of an apology can be very strong. This is where your breath becomes your anchor once again. When you state your truth and the silence follows, you can turn your attention inward to the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Your breath will ground you in the moment. It will remind you that you are safe. It will give you something to focus on other than the anxious stories your mind might be creating. With each breath, you can affirm your right to be in that quiet, honest space. You are not abandoning the other person. You are simply refusing to abandon yourself. As you drift toward sleep, imagine yourself resting in this profound, healing silence. It is like being held in a great, soft hand. There are no expectations on you here. You don't have to perform. You don't have to explain. You don't have to make excuses. You don't have to be anything other than exactly what you are. A living, breathing being at rest. Let this imaginary silence be a sanctuary for you. A place where the noise of self-criticism and the static of old habits can finally fade away. It is in this quiet that true restoration can happen. It is in this quiet that your soul can finally come home to itself. Allow the silence to be a gentle blanket, covering you and keeping you safe as you let go of the day and surrender to the deep, unapologetic peace of sleep. The silence is not a void to be feared, but a presence to be embraced. It is the sound of your own freedom. As your body sinks deeper into relaxation, as the boundary between wakefulness and sleep begins to soften and blur, let us journey into the inner landscape of your being. This entire process, this gentle unlearning of the habit of apology, is ultimately a journey of rebuilding trust. Specifically, it is about rebuilding trust in your own presence and your fundamental right to exist. For a long time, the inner landscape of your being may have felt like an uncertain and sometimes treacherous place. Imagine it as a rocky and barren terrain. The ground is hard, difficult to walk on. The sky is often gray and overcast. In this landscape, you had to walk carefully, always on guard, because you didn't trust the ground beneath your feet. You didn't trust that you were truly safe or that you truly belonged there. Every step was tentative. The inner guardian was the scout in this landscape, constantly scanning for loose rocks, for hidden dangers, for any sign that the environment was hostile. The apology was the offering made to the spirits of this place, a constant plea. Please let me pass safely. I mean no harm. I will make myself small. This landscape was shaped by past experiences, by old wounds, by the messages you received that told you your presence was conditional. It was a landscape of fear and insecurity. But as you have been doing this gentle work, honoring the guardian, releasing the stones, breathing the unapologetic breath, you have been participating in a profound act of re-terraforming. You have been changing the very climate and geography of your inner world. The journey of rebuilding trust is the process of transforming this rocky, uncertain landscape into a calm, green meadow where you can rest safely. As you lie here, deeper now in a state of peaceful drowsiness, let's visualize this transformation. See the hard, rocky ground begin to soften. Imagine a gentle, persistent rain, the rain of your own compassion and self-acceptance, falling upon the land. This rain is not a flood. It is a soft, nourishing drizzle that seeps deep into the earth. And where this rain falls, the ground softens. The sharp edges of the rocks begin to smooth over. And then, see the first signs of new life. Tiny green shoots of grass begin to push their way up through the softened earth. These are the shoots of self-trust. Each time you withhold an unnecessary apology, a new blade of grass appears. Each time you state a need clearly and kindly, the grass grows a little thicker. Each time you allow yourself to simply occupy your space, the green spreads a little further. This is not a fast process. It happens at the speed of nature, which is patient and slow and utterly reliable. You are cultivating a new inner ecosystem, one that is based not on fear and appeasement, but on safety, trust, and belonging. Now, as your body relaxes even more deeply, as you drift in that beautiful, weightless state before sleep, allow this feeling of inner safety and trust to spread like warm, golden light. Imagine the sun coming out in your inner landscape. The gray, overcast sky begins to part, and warm, gentle rays of sunlight spill down onto the land. This sunlight is the warmth of your own love for yourself. It is the light of your growing awareness. Under its gentle heat, the green meadow flourishes. The grass becomes lush and soft, a vibrant carpet of green. Wildflowers of all colors begin to bloom. These are the blossoms of your unique gifts, your authentic feelings, your creativity, finally feeling safe enough to show themselves. A gentle breeze, your own calm breath, rustles through the grass. The air is fresh and sweet. In the center of this meadow, there is a perfect place for you to rest. Perhaps it is under the shade of a strong, wise old tree, or perhaps it is right out in the open, under the warm sun. In your imagination, lie down in this meadow. Feel the softness of the grass beneath you. Feel the gentle, solid support of the earth holding you. This is the feeling of self-trust. It is the feeling of being completely at home in your own being. In this meadow, there is no one to please. There are no apologies to be made. There's no need to be on guard. You are utterly, completely safe. You belong here. This meadow is you. It is your true nature, your birthright, which was always there, just waiting beneath the rocky ground of fear and conditioning. As this feeling of deep inner safety spreads through you like a warm light, feel it physically in your body. Feel it as a profound letting go in all your muscles. The last vestiges of tension in your jaw, your shoulders, your belly can dissolve now. Your body knows the truth of this meadow. It recognizes this feeling of safety as its natural state. Your nervous system, which has been on high alert for so long, can finally stand down. It can shift into its rest and digest mode, which is also its rest and repair mode. This is where the deepest healing occurs. By creating this inner landscape of trust, you are creating the optimal conditions for your body and mind to restore themselves as you sleep. This meadow is always available to you. It is your inner sanctuary. At any time, day or night, when you feel the old anxiety rising, when the ground feels rocky again, you can close your eyes, take a breath, and remember this place. You can feel the soft grass beneath you. You can feel the warm sun on your skin. You can instantly transport yourself back to this landscape of trust. The more you visit it, the more real and solid it will become. You are anchoring a new reality within yourself. You are becoming your own safe harbor. As you finally surrender to the pull of sleep, let this meadow be the last place your mind visits. Drift into slumber from this place of profound peace and safety. Let your dreams be the gentle breezes that blow across this beautiful, thriving landscape that you have so lovingly cultivated within yourself. Rest now in the safety of your own heart. As you rest here, suspended in the peaceful space between worlds, on the very edge of sleep, let us expand our perspective one last time. Let us zoom out from your inner landscape, beyond the walls of your room, and connect with the vast, silent, and unapologetic universe to which you belong. This feeling of inherent worthiness, this undeniable right to be, is not just a psychological concept. It is the fundamental principle of all of creation. You are not an exception to the rule. You are a perfect expression of it. Consider a tree. Think of a specific tree you know and love. Perhaps a mighty oak, a graceful willow, or a steadfast pine. Does this tree apologize for the shade it casts on a hot summer day? Does it say, "I'm sorry," for dropping its leaves in the autumn, creating a blanket on the forest floor? Does it apologize for its gnarled branches, for its rough bark, for the space its roots take up in the dark and silent earth? No. The tree simply exists in the full glory of its treeness. It reaches for the sun. It draws water from the soil. It provides a home for birds and insects. Its very being is a contribution, a silent, powerful sermon on the beauty of unapologetic existence. You, in your very nature, are no different. You are a part of the same sacred order. Now, lift your gaze to the night sky. Imagine you can see it clearly, a deep, velvet canvas strewn with 1,000,000,000 points of light. Consider a single star. It burns with a ferocious, silent energy, millions of light years away. Does that star apologize for its brilliance? Does it worry that it is outshining the star next to it? Does it say, "I'm sorry," for the gravitational pull it exerts on the planets that orbit it? No. The star simply shines. It burns. It radiates. It fulfills its cosmic purpose by being exactly what it is. The universe would be a lesser place without its light. And so, it is with you. Your unique light, your personal essence, is a necessary part of the cosmic tapestry. To dim your light with unnecessary apologies is to rob the universe of a unique color it will never see again. You have an inherent right to shine, just as a star does. Feel this deep, quiet connection to the natural world. Your breath, which we explored earlier, is a perfect example. You are breathing the same air that has been cycled through the leaves of ancient rainforests. The water that makes up over half your body has flowed in primordial oceans and fallen as rain on mountains you have never seen. The iron in your blood was forged in the heart of an exploding star billions of years ago. You are not separate from nature. You are nature. You are a walking, breathing, thinking piece of the cosmos, temporarily organized into the beautiful and complex form of you. To apologize for your existence is as absurd as the ocean apologizing for its tides, or the moon apologizing for its glow. It is to misunderstand your fundamental identity. You belong here as surely as the stones and the stars. This sense of universal belonging is the ultimate antidote to the feeling that you are an inconvenience. The old habit is rooted in a feeling of separation, of being a fragile, isolated self that must constantly negotiate for its place. But when you feel your connection to the whole, you realize you don't need to negotiate. Your place is guaranteed. You are a wave in the ocean of being. A wave does not need to ask for permission to rise. It is simply the ocean expressing itself in a particular form for a particular moment. Your life, your presence, is the universe expressing itself as you for this one precious moment. Why would you apologize for that? It is a miracle to be celebrated. Let this feeling of connection be a source of profound comfort and strength. When you feel small or insecure, when the old habit of apology tries to reassert itself, you can remember the tree. You can remember the star. You can feel the earth beneath you and remember that you are made of the same stuff. You can look at your own hand and see the stardust within it. This is not just poetry. It is literal, scientific fact. You are a child of the cosmos, and you have inherited its strength, its resilience, and its unapologetic right to be. This realization doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you humble, in the truest sense of the word. It makes you aware of your place within the grand, interconnected web of life, a place that is both infinitesimally small and absolutely essential. You matter, not because of what you do or what you achieve, but simply because you are. As you now let go completely, as the last threads of conscious thought dissolve into the deep ocean of sleep, let this be the final feeling that cradles you. The feeling of being held not just by your bed, but by the entire universe. Feel yourself as a part of the great silent turning of the earth. Feel your heartbeat as a tiny, perfect drum in the grand symphony of existence. There is no need for apology here. There is only a need for surrender, for rest, and for trust. Trust that you are a perfect and necessary part of a plan so vast and beautiful, it is beyond comprehension. You are a masterpiece of nature, a fleeting and precious expression of universal life. Rest in that truth. Rest in your effortless and rightful place among the stars and the trees. You are home. As you now hover in that liminal state, that gentle, drifting place right before sleep takes you completely, let us consider the nature of sleep itself. For sleep is, in its essence, the body's ultimate state of unapologetic being. It is the great unlearning, the nightly return to a state of grace where all the striving, all the performing, and all the apologizing of the day can finally be set down. Think about your body as it prepares for sleep. Your breathing deepens and slows, taking in exactly the amount of air it needs for this period of restoration, without a single thought of apology. Your heart rate slows, beating a steady, quiet rhythm that is for you and you alone. It is not trying to impress anyone. It is not worried about being too loud or too quiet. It is simply, faithfully, keeping the beat of your own life. In sleep, your body becomes a temple of pure instinctual wisdom. It breathes, it dreams, it digests, it heals, it repairs cellular damage, it sorts through the memories of the day, all without your conscious effort, and most importantly, without your permission. It never once stops to say, "I'm sorry. Is it okay if I release this growth hormone to repair your muscles?" It just does what it needs to do. It claims its right to rest and to heal, unconditionally. Sleep in this way is a profound teacher. It shows us, night after night, that our fundamental state is one of acceptance. The person you are when you are asleep is the most authentic version of you. It is you without the armor. It is you without the social masks. It is you without the heavy, invisible cloak of apologies. And in that state, you are perfectly, completely acceptable. You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of healing. Your sleeping body is a testament to the fact that your worth is not tied to your productivity, your agreeableness, or your performance. Your worth is inherent, as present in your deepest stillness as it is in your busiest moments. By consciously surrendering to sleep, you are practicing this state of unapologetic being. You are aligning your conscious mind with the deep wisdom your body already embodies. Consider the darkness of your room. For some, darkness can be a source of fear, a canvas onto which we project our anxieties. But let's reframe it tonight. See the darkness not as an absence of light, but as a presence in its own right. It is a gentle, soothing, and accepting presence. The darkness asks nothing of you. It does not judge your appearance. It does not care about your accomplishments or your failures. It simply holds you. It is a soft, velvety blanket that enfolds you, giving you a safe and private space in which to let go. It is a sanctuary from the world of sight and expectation. You can release any lingering need to perform or be good for an external gaze. In the compassionate, non-judgmental darkness, you can simply be. You can let your face relax completely, letting go of the social expressions of the day. You can let your body lie in whatever position is most comfortable, without a thought for how it looks. The darkness is the ultimate permission slip to be utterly, completely yourself. As drowsiness deepens, as the pull of sleep becomes irresistible, this is your final task: to consciously release any lingering need to be a good sleeper. You don't have to perform sleep correctly. You don't have to apologize if your mind wanders for a moment or if it takes you a little while to drift off. The process of falling asleep is itself an act of gentle, unapologetic surrender. It cannot be forced. It can only be allowed. So, let go of any effort. Let go of any shoulds. Release the idea that you have to do anything at all. Your only job is to be held by your bed, to be held by the darkness, to be held by the quiet of the night. Imagine your consciousness as a small boat that has been sailing all day on the busy, sometimes choppy waters of your waking life. You have been navigating, steering, managing the sails. Now, night has come. You have guided your boat into a calm, safe harbor. The journey for today is over. Now, you can simply drop the anchor. The anchor is your intention to rest, and once the anchor is dropped, you can let go of the tiller. You can lie down on the deck of the boat and simply allow the gentle, deep currents of sleep to rock you. You don't have to make the boat rest. You just have to stop sailing it. And this is what you are doing now. You are letting go of the tiller of your conscious mind. You are trusting the deep, wise currents of your own being to carry you into the healing waters of sleep. Every night, sleep offers us a dress rehearsal for a more authentic way of living. It shows us that it is possible to exist without striving, to be nourished without begging, and to be whole without apology. The peace you feel as you fall asleep is the peace of your true nature. The goal is to learn how to bring a little bit of that unapologetic, restful, trusting energy back with you into the daylight. But for now, that is a thought for tomorrow. For now, there is only this deepening relaxation, this gentle letting go, this sacred process of unlearning the burdens of the day and returning to the simple, profound truth of your own being. Let the darkness hold you. Let the silence soothe you. And let the wisdom of your own body guide you home to the land of dreams, where you are always and forever welcome, just as you are. And so, you drift. Your awareness now is like a single, soft feather, floating on the gentle currents of your own breath, released from the weight of the world, released from the weight of words. You are entering the final metamorphosis of the day, the gentle dissolving of the self that has tried so hard into a self that simply is. Sleep is not an ending, but a transformation. It is the sacred alchemy where the leaden exhaustion of the day is transmuted into the golden energy of the morning. And in this alchemical chamber, the work we have done tonight can continue on a deeper subconscious level. You have planted new seeds in the fertile soil of your mind, the seeds of self-worth, of belonging, of unapologetic presence. Sleep is the gentle, steady rain that will water these seeds, helping them to extend their roots deep into the core of your being while you are not even watching. You do not have to strive for this change to happen. You have already done the beautiful work of setting the intention. You have honored the past. You have acknowledged the present, and you have opened the door to a new future. Now, all you have to do is surrender to the ancient, intelligent process of rest, trusting that the wisdom within you knows exactly how to heal and how to grow. This transformation is not a battle to be won, but a tide to be yielded to. And the tide is pulling you now out into the deep, peaceful ocean of slumber. As you float on this peaceful ocean, consider this. What if your sensitivity, the very thing that made you so adept at sensing the needs of others and so quick to apologize, is not a flaw, but your greatest superpower in disguise? What if this profound attunement to the world, once you learn to protect it with gentle boundaries instead of apologies, is the very source of your compassion, your creativity, your intuition? The journey is not about becoming harder or less sensitive. It is about becoming a wise and gentle steward of your own tender heart. It is about learning to build a sanctuary inside yourself, a safe harbor where your sensitivity can be a source of strength and connection, not a liability that requires constant apology. You are not healing from a weakness. You are learning to wield a great and beautiful strength with wisdom. The self that awakens in the morning will be you, and yet not entirely the same you that began this journey tonight. Some small, quiet shift will have occurred. A few more threads of the heavy cloak will have dissolved. The new riverbed of self-acceptance will be a fraction of an inch deeper. The meadow of your inner landscape will have a few more wildflowers blooming. This is how real change happens. Not in a single dramatic earthquake, but in the patient, incremental growth of a forest, the slow, graceful carving of a canyon by a river. Trust this gentle, quiet process. Trust that the work you do in the soft, liminal hours of the night is the most profound work of all. You are not just letting go of a habit. You are reclaiming a birthright, the birthright to stand in your own life with a quiet and gentle dignity, the birthright to speak your truth with kindness, the birthright to take up your space in the universe as if you were meant to be here, because you were. You are. The universe does not make mistakes. Every star, every leaf, every single person, including you, is a deliberate and necessary note in a cosmic symphony. To withhold your note, to muffle it with apology, is to lessen the beauty of the whole song. As you drift away now, you can almost hear that music, a deep, silent, harmonious hum that underlies all of existence, and you can feel your own being begin to vibrate in harmony with it. A perfect note, finally sung clearly, without apology. The journey does not end here. It is a spiral, a dance you will return to again and again. There will be days when the old habit feels strong, when the cloak feels heavy on your shoulders once more. On those days, do not despair. Simply meet yourself with the same gentleness you have cultivated tonight. Remember the riverbank. Remember the breath. Remember the quiet meadow within you. This is not a path to perfection, but a path of compassion. You are learning, and learning is a process of returning again and again to the lesson, each time with a little more wisdom, a little more grace. So now, let the last vestiges of thought dissolve. Let the stories fade. Let the voice guiding you melt into the peaceful silence that has been waiting for you all along. There is nothing left to do, nothing to figure out, nothing to solve. All that is left is to be held, to be healed, to be transformed in the mysterious and magical crucible of sleep. You are safe. You are worthy. You are exactly where you need to be. Rest now. You have done enough. You are enough.